And I'm back on Google Maps, and this Google Maps is actually excellent. This is an aerial shot of the location of Creevagh Reformed Presbyterian Church. It's just outside Ballybay. And we've just come back to Creevagh Reformed Presbyterian Church, built in 1789 and refurbished in 1900. And we've just come back to do a wee bit of further investigation. And here we have the Creevagh Reformed Church burying ground rules and
map of the graveyard.
The map of the graveyard. This being the church here, and number 9 and number 10 would be the ones that we would be particularly interested in, and this is the ones here we're talking about: McLean, Cornmean. But there's also Carsons, of which my grandfather married a Carson. So that was...
So there were Carsons lived around the church here?
Yes.
Actually, the farmer around the church lived with Carson people owned it, and another farm opposite me, Carson, and the farm in the back of me were Carsons lived.
Yeah, so it's a common
yeah, and my aunt was married to a man named Carson. He was Carson across Keys.
You see, I've heard of Cross Keys as well. We're back in Creeve Reformed Presbyterian graveyard just outside Ballybay, and I've come across, after a wee bit of searching, this grave stone, headstone, and it says, erected by Dr. McLean, London, in memory of his dearly beloved mother, Esther McLean, who died February 18th, 1881. Also his father, David McLean, who died 22nd something, 1882. And another child who died in infancy. Also his brother, David McLean, who died October 1928, and is his brother, Joseph McLean, who died it looks like 19 something, looks like 39 or 89. Yeah, it would be 39. Also, Jess. Is it Jess? Jessie, wife of Joseph McLean. Just lying on the table in front of me is the actual McLean family tree, and it starts off actually up at the top here. It says the 2 brothers called Wild McLean came to Ballybay in the late 1670s from the Isle of Mull in northwest Scotland. One was a farmer and one was an iron founder, and they had a son, William, in 1685. So it goes on to tell you about William, who died in 1778, buried at Creeve. And then he had another son, born 1718, died 1802. And then we have John McLean over here at Cornmean. And then we have Daniel McLean over here of Carrickmacross. And he was a baddie. He was the rake of Monaghan, apparently. I'll not tell you what he got up to. So then we have the fellow John McLean, and he had 4 sons. And here is that very same David McLean, farmer, born 1810 and married Esther. Both died in and around 1881 and 1882 and buried at Creevagh. And this is the headstone that I was actually looking at. And it goes on to talk about their sons. We've got an Isaac Samuel. And my uncle was called Isaac and my father was called Samuel. And then we've got a David, who's a farmer, and he died in 1928. And then over here we've got a Joseph of the Loch, farmer, married to Jesse, served on Monaghan Council, died in 1929, and the wife died in 1928. And then there's a daughter mentioned that died in infancy, and I think that's referred to on the grave. So this is the actual guy on that headstone, McLean headstone. But I can't find any other McLean references in that graveyard. I'll have to go back.